Official trailer for Mandalorian Grogu. Can't wait. Here we go.
Disney has finally released a full trailer for the Mandalorian and Grogu film. About time. After that debacle of whatever the thing was that they wasted $10 million on to run during the Super Bowl, they've decided this time they might show us some of the film. And after seeing the trailer, I can safely say it's just more of the same. It's a continuation of the show that went a season too long. Everything in it you've seen before. And I mean everything. It's Member Berries the movie. And the Shills are very excited about that. And that's the thing I don't understand. But I'll come back to that. Disney has decided to go full focus on Grogu and his supposed cuteness. The cool bounty hunter story's long gone. Star Wars was always family viewing, but it never pandered to young children. It was grown-up ideas wrapped in a family entertainment package. Not anymore. Now every scene resorts back to being about how cute Grogu is. And it's bloody terrible.
Awesome.
The modern youth, or maybe it's just the simpler members of the public, absolutely love seeing things they recognise. The more things they can name or reference which cartoon it came from, the happier they are. It's like some simpleton security blanket.
I am so ready for this. My body is so ready for this.
They're in some weird club where they get to recognise things and then share with their fellow simpletons all the things they recognised. And Disney have realised this and have decided to cash in. They're 100% in on making content for these morons. Gone are the days of new ships, characters and cultures. Everyone and everything is just a slight variation on things we've seen before.
Embo! That's a dragon snake from the Clone Wars. Yeah, Zeb. Embo's coming back, but not just him. We've got his cool-ass hat and his cool-ass dog. There's a very, very similar shot in The Force Awakens. All the buttons and switches inside the cockpit are so good. Back to Coruscant. Also, I love that he's an Ardinian, like the pilot in Solo. Yeah, the huts look cool. The twins, we've seen them before. Which, they still look fantastic. I really liked seeing them in Book of Boba Fett. I have an array moment in what I'm assuming is the swamps of Nal Hutta. Okay, so this is badass. This is a dragon snake. We see one in an episode of the Clone Wars, and it looks pretty much exactly the same.
Jon Favreau has recently admitted that making Star Wars for him is like playing with his toys as a child. Now, for years, many of us have joked that the Disney Star Wars content has felt very much like a child playing with their toys. Now, Jon's confirmed it.
Speaking of playing, this film is just like kids playing Star Wars in their room. You know when you'd make up a story on the go and powers and abilities would just constantly change? That is Rise of Skywalker. Need to get out of a chase? Now we light skip. Need rescue? Here's Lando. We need a ship.
This one still flies. Watch out for the big snake. My magical powers will fix it. Oh no! Chewie's dead.
No, he's not.
There was a second ship hidden behind the box. Yay!
The trouble is that kids playing with toys don't invent new toys to play with. They reach into the toy box and grab the existing toys. They play with the same toys every day, picking their favourite ones the most. And if they break one, they go back to the box to pick another less favourite toy. And that's exactly what's happening here. We're seeing the same toys being used over and over again, and toys we don't even know, because sadly a lot of these characters are from the mind of Dave Filoni. Cinema should be inventive. It should push new ideas. Well, that's not the case with Disney, is it? It's fascinating how much security the Disney fans need in their obsession. Kids used to watch Star Wars one week, then Indiana Jones or Ghostbusters the next. Battlestar Galactica, then Alien. We craved new ideas and adventures. The Disney freaks want everything to be a callback to some cartoon that the general public didn't give a shit about. Cartoons that had people flying with bloody lightsabers.
That is Embo! Oh!
Embo? An Embo! What the flip?
Embo! That was Embo! Yes! I'm so keen for yes!
We start with another rip-off of Apocalypse Now, and you can piss off with your homage bullshit. How many times can you homage the same shot in a series? Though my favourite is when they did this shot in The Force Awakens, where 1 second we've got ships arriving at sunrise, to then jumping to the middle of the day. JJ, you're a wanker. We then see a mech droid, because remember R2-D2? Yeah, he was pretty loved. I really hope they fix the lighting and colour grading in this muddy garbage, because it looks terrible. We are then back in the Razor Crest. Because this film is just a big reset, they realised that the Naboo N1 starfighter made no sense for a bounty hunter bringing back bounties. Good move if you ask me. The Razor Crest is one of the few things Disney's come up with, which is cool. And then of course our first cute scene.
Hey, never touch the buttons.
When the hell is this thing going to grow up? The 50-year-old baby idea was idiotic from the beginning. But let's move along a bit. Who wants to constantly watch a toddler in a movie? The trope is master and boy, not master and dribbling baby. But like I said, this movie is just a big reset, forgetting all of Season 3 and most of Season 2, because we don't want to remember that Jon Favreau said that Grogu was with Luke for years between Seasons 2 and 3, because that would mean he probably should have matured a bit, which means no more baby jokes. It's funny to think that Grogu was Luke's first biggest failure as a teacher. I'm not sure if Luke ever succeeded teaching anyone.
Hey, never touch the buttons.
For fuck's sake. After training for years to become a Jedi, this little retard still doesn't know not to just randomly push buttons on a spaceship where everyone could die.
Let's save the rest for after dinner.
Boy, I remember a time when people didn't like that the Ewoks were a little too childish. Now we have this thing. We have more badly lit dark sets trying their hardest to hide the dodgy CGI. Compare this garbage to this. Which is better? And hold on to your knobs because we are meant to get overly excited that Martin Scorsese spent an hour recording some lines for a CGI character. Seriously, the way Disney fans have carried on about this, you'd think Scorsese was directing the film and the cast of Goodfellas was starring. Now, I love Martin Scorsese, but I could not give a rat's ass about him doing a favour for Jon Favreau and recording 5 lines of dialogue.
Close for the night. Thank you.
What the hell is going on here? And don't give me any shit about it only being the trailer. This is an on-set problem. Bad lighting from the beginning. What detail is in these areas? We then visit the huts again. A slug crime boss was cool for one movie, but didn't make much sense past that. And because they now make movies for simpletons, the huts are speaking English. Isn't that fun?
And then it will be his turn.
We don't want the modern audience having to look up from their phones to read subtitles, do we? And why is this one's arm so long and buffed? The huts have little arms, but because this is children playing with toys, this hut has long buffed arms so he can have a fight. The idea of a slug creature getting into a position of power to run a crime ring is great. Giving him jacked arms sort of defeats the purpose, sort of wrecks the idea. Welcome to Jacked Park, where the T-Rexes not only eat you, they punch the shit out of you. Sigourney Weaver makes an appearance because you can't have a sci-fi movie without her these days. Such a genius idea hiring her. I love when they grab an actor that isn't known for a certain genre and place them in a completely different setting. Because, you know, Sigourney's hardly done any sci-fi movies. So I can't wait to see what she's like. And Mando takes his helmet off. Again. This really is the great reset of this series. The main story arc of Season 3 of The Mandalorian. Yes, there was a Season 3. A lot of you don't know that. The main story was Mando getting forgiveness for taking his helmet off. And now, straight away, it's off again. Does he have to purify himself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka for taking his dumbass helmet off?
Well, for starters, you have to purify yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. Don't get my seat all wet.
Or are we just not going to worry about that anymore? We're just going to ignore that. Like how we ignored they handed over Grogu to Luke. Some action, and of course, more baby cuteness. And we're done. And we still don't know what the movie is about. Yes, it's far better than the previous trailer, whatever that thing was. And this should have definitely been shown at the Super Bowl, but still, there's nothing new here. Remember Mando? Remember Grogu? Remember the huts? Remember Dagobah? Remember the biscuits? Remember how silly Grogu is? Remember when Luke faced that monster? Remember the cartoons? Remember the chessboard monsters? Remember when Yoda said the thing?
Are you scared? You should be. You will be.
The only selling point they have for this film is that it has Mando and Grogu in it, and that's after the disastrous Season 3. And this thing's showing us nothing new. Even if you were interested, why would you rush to the cinema to see this and pay $100 for the family plus food and drinks when it's going to be streaming in a month?
The kid will live centuries beyond me. I won't always be around to protect him.
There ain't enough diehard fans left, and Disney chasing the shills and fans who like the cartoons is a big mistake. That group is not very big. The old fans and general public, pretty much the same group, lost interest a long time ago. Showing them a trailer that offers nothing different from the show, a show that died, ain't going to be bringing them back.